now listening to the Palmetto Dugout Show, hosted by State Director Sammy Esposito, Associate Scouts Drew Stewart and Sean Smith, that discuss all things related to amateur baseball in South Carolina. Here are your hosts.
Welcome into another high school preview show. Coach Kevin with the Greenville Hurricanes. What's going on, Coach?
What's up, y'all? Thanks for having me, man.
Yes, sir. Fired to get you back on for year 2 in a row. I know we had a lot of fun last year. Excited to get you back on, talk about your squad this upcoming year. So we'll hop right into it. Let's talk about last year a little bit, some guys you lost, as well as the season in a whole.
Yeah, man. We finished the season 17-9, so we won up from the year before, 16 wins to 17 wins. So, only excelling, right? That's a good thing to do. You like to see it. We won the Tri-State Independent League for the second year in a row, so back-to-back championships for that, which is encouraging. It's tough to do when you're the team that they want to beat, but we came back and won it again. We lost some guys, 2 seniors, one who is at USC Salk and really thriving down there right now. Some guys to injury that unfortunately is causing them to sit out their senior year and not play baseball again. And some guys transferring to some bigger schools. So we got a lot of voids, a lot of spots to fill. And man, it's been cool just to see how already through the offseason guys have stepped into positions that they're ready to jump into. I got on the show last year. We joked about it before the stream started, but got on the show last year, talked about our defense, how good our defense was going to be. And man, I regret that right away. It was a tough season, but man, to win 17 games and make the mistakes that we made is interesting. Wes Brown, Coach Everett Woodruff, and I kept talking throughout the season just about resiliency and how, man, it takes a lot to continue when you're struggling, when you're fighting, when you're having to just grind it out every day, day after day with practice, with games, travel, and not having the same field to play on every day. For us, that was something that really was a struggle. We taking a ground ball on a field with rocks, and then the next day taking a ground ball on turf. And so you never know what ball you're going to get. And so it was fun to see how these kids kept fighting. Really showing the grit and the fight that they could. To win 17 games, like I said, with the mistakes that we made, that's incredible. It really was. We had some kids take the leap, not only in the field, but on the mound, at the plate. And man, it was really cool as a coach to sit back and get to watch some of that. I would say mid-March, our guys hit a stride. And by that time, that's where you want to start rolling. Early season, it's going to happen. You're going to have mistakes. It's baseball. We all make mistakes, and it turned out to be more consistent than that. But once we got to mid-March, man, those guys started really hitting their stride offensively. And really, I'm going to talk about this here in a few minutes, but some of our guys really stepped up to the plate. We had a sophomore that was really filling the gap as an ace last year, because we had a guy who was out across the sea doing some mission work. And so we were thinking, okay, what are we going to do on the pitching staff side of things? And had a sophomore who stepped into that ace role. His name's Adam Green. He's showed out, logged 15 starts as a high school kid. 15 starts is a lot of games. And he threw 58 innings on the mound, and man, he was a stud. It was really cool to see just what he could do. So it was a good season, man. Overall, it's fun to watch. I would say that, the specific moment that I look back at through that season, when we're grinding and when we're fighting, we were up. I think the score was 2-1. I can't exactly remember what it was, but we're playing Southside Christian in late April, and Adam was throwing a no-hitter in the 5th inning. And I pulled him because we had a league game coming up that weekend. Later found out that league game got canceled and postponed because of the rain. So what I thought was going to be a A+ coaching moment turned into a D- coaching moment, right? Don't pull a guy from a no-hitter when you're beating one of the best teams in the state. But hey, we all learn, right? That's what baseball is about, and we're all having to grind and fight it out for sure. So.
It sounds like you get a lot out of your guys, no matter what it is that kind of comes at them. So with that being said, some of the key cogs that you're looking to make another impact this year, some returners that you're looking to make a contribution.
Yeah, alongside Adam, he's returning as a junior this year. I would say our senior class, we've got 10 guys in that 2026 class this year. And so that has been something that our depth has been tested in the past. Our depth has always been on the younger side. We've had a lot of young guys playing up, but specifically coming forward, we've got a lot of guys who are ready to take that that next step and that next leap, even as upperclassmen. So guys like Trey Jacobs and Drake Martin, guys who just recently committed to USC Union, and Montreat, Daniel Wackerhagen, and Caleb Sepko. Those are going to be some guys that kind of anchor us on the offensive side. And then Crash Martin, Nate Goodwin, Haddon Asire are all seniors who have been pitching on the varsity level for 3 or 4 years each themselves. So there's nothing new for those guys. I mean, I would say, like I said, we're full of upperclassmen. So it should be a fun year.
Coach, with those, you've got those returners. What about some guys? You said you lost some guys as well with that with transfers and seniors. What about some newcomers, some guys that might have transferred in, or guys that are just stepping onto the scene for you guys?
Yeah, man. I mean, as I said, we got a lot of upperclassmen, but we did lose some key guys. I mean, we lost Killian Budlong. He was a senior, would have been a senior this year, third baseman. He was our leadoff guy. He's over at Woodmont now, and so having to fill a leadoff spot, third base is going to be tough. I'm expecting a couple guys to kind of jump into that role. Owen Giles was our center fielder, who's at Salk now, and he was our 3-hole guy. So losing 2 guys at the top of the order, power guys, double speed guys. We got some spots to really fill and for guys stepped up, but we've got a couple young guys. Sawyer Carson, he's a 2029 lefty who's going to get a lot of time in the outfield for us this year, as well as on the mound. I'm excited to see him. He's really hit the weights and been grinding all off season. So excited to see kind of what he can bring for us and what he can contribute even as a freshman. And then Ben Rainey is a 2030 guy, actually. He's 8th grader. Infield catcher that is going to fill some gaps for us. And so I'm looking forward to see what he's got. And then there's a couple of seniors that kind of came in off the scene this year that we didn't know about. Their programs at their schools shut down, so they weren't offering baseball anymore. And so for us, that's honestly one of the advantages that we get to pull some guys like that. And so, yeah, I'm interested to see kind of what happens with that. And then our last guy, not really a newcomer for us necessarily, but I mentioned it, guy with a lot of varsity experience, Nate Goodwin. Technically a newcomer, if you want to say, for this year. He was in Africa last year on mission work. And so I'm going to call him a newcomer. Didn't have him in the rotation last year, but it's always nice to add a 6'5" righty that throws mid-80s to upper 8s. So that'll be a good addition for us for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. And then, so with all that being said, Coach, with the schedule involved and, league play and all these kinds of things, set some expectations for your team going into this year.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would say, like you mentioned, our schedule, like, it is a challenge. It gets harder and harder every year for us to get teams that, want to play us, but also teams that are willing to play us. It's a little bit different for us, not being a part of the high school league, but this year our schedule is tougher than it's ever been. We've got 14 or 15, if I had to remember, games against, local public or high private schools that we're going to be playing, actually more than our league games. And so I'm really looking forward to those games. I would say some expectations for us. Number one is just to win our league again. Anything less than winning our league, I would say, is a disappointment for us. And I think our guys would agree with me on that. And it's not just a coaching decision. That's a team decision. I've told our guys that we will be better defensively. I have to imagine we will be. I mean, it's hard to repeat what we did last year, but I would expect us to be better. We've got some new coaching staff this year, and one of those guys is a independent pro guy right now. And so before he reports in April, he's going to be coaching our infield guys. So when you got a pro coach out here, pro baller coaching your infield, I would expect that we're going to be a little bit better. And if not, I just won't pay him. So I'll figure that out later. But man, maybe the issues last year on the infield were that a PO was coaching the infield. So we'll just put it on that. And then I would say the last expectation would just be for us to compete and finish. I mean, I think there were plenty of games that we were up big early, or we let teams climb back in the game. Games where we shouldn't even be in the game, and we're no-hitting the team through 5 innings, and then coaches make a dumb decision, right? Like, we just got to compete and finish games. And so I'd expect us to step up in those areas, man. I think we experienced a lot of growth last year. A lot of new guys that were playing varsity for the first time, or really getting to step up in ways that they hadn't before. But this year, I mean, with a lot of juniors and seniors being upperclassmen, I would expect them to not only build upon what they've had in the past, their success, but also the ways that they learned from a lot of moments last year. So I'm really excited to kind of see the lead that those guys take, and really where they go from here.
Coach, I know we follow you guys closely, and know we can't wait to see this spring And we really appreciate you coming on for back-to-back years to break down your guys. I know you're excited about the year and the talent you've got on that team.
For sure, man. Well, I appreciate y'all having me on, and we'll talk soon for sure.
Yes, sir.